So this resonance.org is you're going to turn that into something like a physics tutorial or something.
Yeah, I mean that was the idea, but resonance radio could be a much bigger concept, I guess. It could just be for resonance radio, um, and the whole tutorial thing might. I don't know. I'm not attached. It's like that was the original vision for it, but I did nothing with it in 20 years. So maybe it's time to do something else with it. Um,
Well, just just because it's smaller, the name resonance.org is better almost than resonance radio.
yeah.
It's a generalized thing. So I mean, I would think about just having a resonance.org with, you know, radio is like a organizing thing there to you got your Baha'i stuff and all the other stuff, and
Yeah, true.
just I don't know, seems like great potential.
So when you're saying so I didn't quite follow what you're saying with as far as the Baha'i stuff too. You're saying like the resonance is just kind of a nice big broad umbrella to have a lot of different stuff under. So,
Yep.
is that what you meant? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I
it's like
mean,
I think a resonance like that tower. It's like resonating this vibe or this energy or this whatever information, and it's like whatever you're putting out.
yeah, and also, um, resonance. Well, okay, so yeah, everything is like what we're learning in physics is like everything is connected. So entanglement is just on the very verge of just beginning to support this idea that there is spooky action at a distance. Carver Mead's, proving that Carver Mead and Unzicker, this kind of like this new physics work that's proving that, the interaction of mass is with all the other mass in the universe, right?
Yeah.
So that there's that everything is connected in terms of gravity, electromagnetism, like the equation that describes how does Carver Mead write it? He's like the equation of the path of one electron involves all the other paths of all the other electrons or something like that. The movement of a single electron is related to the movements of all the other electrons in the whole universe or the observable universe. So there's that. So that kind of idea on the one hand, and then I just find it interesting to in terms of topics like how interrelated things are. Like politics and religion are interconnected. They're not separate things.
Yeah, like
Physics.
your Baha'i thing. I mean, that you've got that calendar. That calendar kind of ties a lot of interesting ideas about the guy taking over. I don't know. It just seems like it could get pretty deep pretty easily in whatever subject you want to get into.
Right,
Tie
exactly.
it back to
And
physics.
how nice to like keep the table open for the interconnectedness and the interconnection between different topics. Like if that actually is, rather than like going into it being like, no, this is my niche, I'm only talking about this one thing and we're excluding everything else, like that's very useful for keeping things really clear to just talk about one thing. Like in some ways that's, like reading about or listening to like how to start a podcast, like choose your niche, how to have a successful, how to build an audience. Like, YouTube will give you an audience if you choose your niche and are consistently just talking to that niche. It's going to make it easier to like get all the people interested in that one thing to your podcast. But on the other hand, it's like I'm not interested in doing that. I'm not interested in having a separate Baha'i channel and a separate, monad channel and a separate whatever, like fundamental physics of resonance channel. And it's like, I'm just not that uh,
You don't do straight talk.
ambitious. Yeah, no straight talk. It's all roundabout, interconnected.
Roundabout, everything connected. Yeah, and I think so too. I think if you try too hard to keep it one dimensional, it loses something. It's like if you allow your personal life to influence it, it's like that's what makes it interesting to people, that there is a personality behind it. Now, you don't want it to be overwhelming, right?
Hmm.
You don't want it to be personality driven.